Hello everyone, welcome to Learn with Spy. In today's lecture, we are going to talk about the most powerful tool in DevOps is Docker. So what does the Docker actually do? If you are working with any one full stack application or some other entrepreneurship applications, you want to run that application in your system, it will run in your system perfectly. But when it comes to the other system, you want to run the same application, then it will ask some environment variable and environment setup downloading. It takes too much of time when compared. So for that, this Docker build an image and packs it into a container so that you can take this container in another system and you can run that container without installing any MongoDB, Node.js, some other tools. So in this way, Docker will help us. So we will see how to implement this Docker step by step, like from first building an image and then building a container, running and seeing it in browser. So let us see the mechanism of the Docker, how it works. This is my EC2 instance dashboard in AWS server. I had already created Docker instance. If you don't know how to create an instance in AWS server, I had already uploaded in detail how to create an instance. Please do watch it. So now I had already created Docker instance. In Docker instance, you need to make sure to create two security groups. While we are creating an instance, to see the output, we already create a local host port number 8080. You need to add another inbound rule that is of 80812 to 9000 range, because each container can be created at only one port number. Further, now come to your instance, copy the IP address of your instance, go to your MobXterm, create a new session. After creating a new session, you need not to specify any username in your MobXterm. In previous our videos, we have preferred a specific username like ec2-user. So you need not to mention here in Docker. Then select the key pair. It will ask login as. Just type ec2-user. Now come to the root user. Sudo su-. You need to change the host name. Further, type vi space /etc/host name. Host name you need to keep docker admin. You can see I already have by default as docker admin. So if you are having something else in the place of there, you can keep it as docker admin or something you want. And then escape :wq. You need to restart your MobXterm session. For that, init space 6. Press R. Then again it will ask login as. Give ec2-user. Come to root user. Install Docker. For installing Docker, we will write the same previous commands what we have done. Sudo yum install Docker. After installation of your Docker, you need to start the Docker. In Jenkins, we had given the same command service Jenkins start. Same here, service Docker start. Service Docker start. It will start our Docker. After starting the Docker, you need to check is there any some images by default or not. For that, give command docker images. And there were several commands like docker space ps, docker space ps -j. It is not necessary to give because It is used to check the running container or some other container which are running and offline. So we need not to check right now. No images are there means there will be no container running. Now we will pull an image of Tomcat. So Docker pull Tomcat. As you can see, it is pulling the Tomcat, but it will pull the latest version of the Tomcat. Tomcat 11 is the current latest version running in the industries. So it will pull the Tomcat 11. After doing this, you need to run this docker run -d -name. I'm giving the container name as Tomcat container. Tomcat container and then port number for that -p. I already mentioned the port range of 8081 to 9000, so I'm giving 8081 colon 8080. 8081 is our container port number, and this container should run at the port of 8080. After that, you need to specify the image what you have pulled. We have pulled the Tomcat image, so Tomcat colon latest. You can see it has built an image ID. Just check what are the images you have. Docker images. There is one image named as Tomcat which we had recently pulled from Docker pull Tomcat. And let us see the container present running. Docker space ps. There is only one container still running right now. So let me see it is running in our browser or not. For that, copy the IP address, paste it, write the container port number 8081. Now we got an error HTTP status 404 not found, which means that the file is maybe empty or the target is not specified in our server. So we will resolve it. So first just type docker exec space -it space your container name like Tomcat underscore container space /bin /bash. When you run this command, it will open the file location of Tomcat. In Tomcat, there were several folders. You can see there are two folders, web apps and webapps.dist. So let us see what is there in web apps. cd web apps ls. The file is empty. So there should be some content in web apps. If you don't have any content in your web apps, then you will get the same error. So to resolve this error, go to your cd web apps dist. cd web apps dot dist. See, in webapps.dist there were some files. You need to copy these same files into web apps. Write the command for copy. cp space -R star space /web apps/. It will copy the all content from here to web apps. And now go to your web apps folder and type ls. As you can see, the whole file content has been copied here. After doing this, exit this container. For exiting from this container, you need to type exit. Now I am exited from the container by typing the command exit. After this, Just you need to change another folder named as Docker file. In Docker file, come into the insert mode, type in capital letters from Tomcat colon latest, same as run in capital letters cp hyphen capital R slash usr slash local slash tomcat. In Tomcat, what we are having slash webapps dot dist slash star space slash usr slash local slash tomcat slash webapps. This is the two lines you need to mention in your Docker file. After doing this, save this file. In this file, you just mention that you have just built an image of Tomcat and copied the files from webapps.dist to webapps. And now we have copied the whole files from webapps.dist to webapps. Now we will build another image right now. For that, to build another image, write the command docker build -t. Write your image building name, like I am writing some name sample underscore image. You see, I have got an error. While doing, you maybe get this type of error. This error will be caused because in this command at last you need to write a dot, space dot. So most of the people make mistakes here. They don't write any dot. That's why they will get error and they will be tensed. So you need to mention the dot at last. Now check Docker images. I have built two images. Right now I have built another images like sample underscore image as shown in below. Let us see the containers what I am having. Docker ps-j. It will show the offline containers and the current running containers. As you can see, I have only one container that is in the status of run. So now what I will do, I will create another container for my sample underscore image. Docker run -d -name. You need to mention the name of your container. So I am creating tc1 is my the container. Here onwards, I will keep the container name as tc1 or tc2 like this, because if you miss the flow of your container, then there may be chance of getting some errors. So now I will give the port number. I have already used the 8081, so 8082 is my now present port number, and the 8080 is my local port. After that, the name of the image I want to build, that is sample underscore image. You can see the image has been built, and come to the browser. In our previous we have seen that 8081 it is getting error. If you refresh this page, you will get the Tomcat. Now this is my image of the first one where I have pulled the Tomcat image. Now just right now I have built another image named as sample underscore image. So in this, now I will change the port number as 8082. So I have built an image and made it into a container and seen in this browser. This is my container of Docker. In this way you can make the Docker container and Docker images. So there is a step-by-step procedure while doing it. First you will create a Docker image, then you can create the Docker container. Thanks for watching.